Lana with Century 21 Americana. Welcome, Amanda.
Thank you. I'm Amanda with a Magnus title. Happy to be here.
Glad to have you. I just wanted to talk a little bit about wire fraud because these days, with everything going on, wire fraud is a big deal. And I thought you could kind of give us some tips and what to expect from buyers and sellers when we go through a transaction from you, and what how to protect themselves from wire fraud.
Yeah, and honestly, it's education coming from us, also their agents, and getting stuff online more and more, because I don't think they realize how prevalent it is until it happens to them, right?
Yes.
And I've been in transactions where it's agents that also get defrauded, and you wouldn't think, right? Because you guys are the ones that should know.
Exactly.
But they're so good. So a couple of things that I think people don't realize, kind of going back to how it even starts, is that fraudsters are essentially in the background of their emails already, and they don't even know it, right? They're watching for certain transactions to occur. It could be years, and you're not buying a home, you're not doing anything, and they don't need you to know they're in the background, so they don't do anything to your emails. They're just there.
They're lying
watching,
low,
waiting.
Right? Yeah.
And they've got programs. They're not dumb people. They've got all these programs that watch for trigger words. And so once they see there's a transaction and being conducted, now they start to pay attention to those emails and what's going on. They get everybody involved. They get what title company it is. They get the lenders. They get the agents. And if they can, they'll tap into one of the other people's first before they create other fake emails, right?
Right.
So they're very good at what they do. They've been doing this for a lot of years, and unfortunately, that's how people get scammed. Is they're really good at it. So the amount of wire fraud, I wish I had my numbers with me today, but it is increased significantly. But this is how good they are, and I'm going to give an example, because it's not just buyers that they're wiring their hard-earned money trying to buy a home, and they're closing funds to these fraudsters, but also can affect sellers. And I'm going to give a really good example so you can really understand how finite they go to do what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I had this escrow officer, this was years ago. She, and this is against our rules, just finished up a signing. She goes to her office, walks from here to here, and she gets a phone call around the same time they finished signing from the sellers. Oh my goodness, I gave you the wrong account number to wire our seller funds. Okay?
Oh, no.
And she, of course, is thinking, oh, well, they just left. Now, we do not change wiring instructions if it is not written from you. It is against policy. It is against doing everything, right? But in her mind, she was like, they just left.
Yeah. It seemed,
I'll be happy to help you.
Like,
right?
how would they know they just left the office?
Exactly. Exactly. That's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
That is how good they are.
Right.
They know exactly how long signings take. They saw what time they're signing. They didn't do anything else. They didn't do anything in the background of their emails. They weren't stealing other money from them, but they knew they're signing this day, this time. They knew who the escrow officer was. They know the escrow officer's phone number. So they called.
Wow.
And she did it because who would think, right? And unfortunately, she did change the wiring instructions. And so that was a whole thing. This was years ago. But that's how good they are. So that's a seller transaction. Obviously, buyers happen very similarly. They're watching the transaction. They are waiting till the end of the transaction. They know what day they're closing. They know when their signing appointments are. And so what they're doing is sending them wiring instructions from the title company.
Right.
Sometimes from the lender if they think they don't know any better, because then that's how they've been caught before, right? They're like, you know what, this is from the lender. I'm supposed to get it from the title company. So, they make it easy to get caught sometimes, but not very often. They're very good. And it's a matter of escrow officer's email is changed by a period. And listen.
Yeah.
If you're emailing this person back and forth, are you really looking at their email address that closely? No.
I do now.
Yeah. Well, you should.
I look at everything now.
But we're in the industry.
Yes, exactly.
Buyers and sellers.
Yeah. Not so much.
Not so much, right? And they really don't understand how it happens. They most often think, well, your emails were hacked. Ours, right? Your emails were hacked, and then they sent us fraudulent wiring instructions. That's not how it happens. And we are very secure in our emails. We are banking, essentially. So we have a lot of secured things in our emails.
That's why you have those portals, and they are kind of a pain in the beginning, but they're there for a reason.
Yes, exactly. And so that's why we've changed up what we do and how we do it. And then we also put at the bottom of our emails and wiring instructions, do not accept any wiring instructions. This is not going to change. It's not going to change from when you sent the EMD to the end of the transaction. And always call.
Yes.
Call and verify.
Call
And call the
verify.
same
Yep.
numbers, because you can get an email that says call us and it's not even us, because that's happened. And they've spoofed title companies' numbers as well, where it pops up so and so title company,
Yeah.
and then they're like, hey, just calling to make sure you got our wiring instructions. Let me just give them to you real quick, and it does look like it's coming from the title company. So we always say don't accept those either. Just say okay, thanks, hang up, call your escrow officer.
Exactly.
So-
That's like what you do when you get a Facebook message or something, and you don't respond unless you call them and say, "Did you send this to me?"
100%.
So it's similar to that,
Yep.
So you just have to remember
Yeah.
that you have to do that in your everyday lives now, because that's what our, this is what happens now.
Yep.
And as my part, at least as an agent, I send an email out in the beginning of a transaction. I say, these are the only people that you should be talking to. These are their contact numbers. Please do not send any personal information to anyone outside of this, family of people, and verify before you send, because it happens all the time. I'll get people, our buyers and sellers, calling me going, did this person sending me and they want me to send all this information? I said, who's asking you to send it? And they're like, I'm like, no. Do not send it. Let me call the title company. I'm going to verify and check. And then also you can call them as well directly, verify and check before you send any personal information, and including the wire instructions. Always call before you send, and you need to call the number, and you need to ask them for the account number. Do not give it to them. Have them give it to you, so you're verifying that those are the same.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really, truly believe, and I've said this, I've done a few videos on wire fraud, so I'm going to repeat it here. I really believe agents, as soon as their clients go into transaction, there should be something you send out and says change your passwords, turn on two-factor authentication, change your passwords at the beginning of your transaction, because they're not doing transactions every day. There's
Right.
maybe once every couple of years, right? So why not change your passwords at the beginning of the transaction, change them again before the end.
Okay.
That will help a ton, because as long as they have two-factor on, that goes to their phone,
Right.
not to the email address,
Right.
to a phone, right? Because now we're eliminating some of that background noise that's happening that they don't even see.
Right.
So if that's just done up front, they're really limiting the ability of these fraudsters to hack into anything or get any information.
It's very difficult because you guys got to keep up on that constantly, because it's constantly evolving and changing, in that world. And so you got to stay on top of it.
Yeah.
And we're doing our best as agents, to try to remind them. But we really have to beat it and keep on reiterating it to them, because if they don't, I tell them, this is your livelihood. You're getting, depending on what you're netting, we're talking hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. Yeah. And you want to protect that.
Absolutely.
So, and this is that important,
Yep. That's another thing with real estate agents and the lenders that are involved, right? You guys can't do it every transaction. That's just a lot of transactions. But you guys really should be changing your passwords every probably 3, minimally 6 months, because they could do it through you guys, right? Go the back way. But if buyers and sellers just make it a habit of changing their password every time they're in a transaction, that's going to help a lot. But then we still need you guys' parts and doing that from your end as well, just because that will also eliminate them being able to go the back way and get all the information for every transaction.
So a little hint. Everyone, change their passwords.
Yeah. And two-factor authentication.
Two-factor, yes.
For your phone, not another email address.
Yes, for your phone, yes.
Yes.
I'll remember that, because I'm always wondering, should I do it? Should I do it? Now I know I do need to do that.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Because you don't know, they could be watching all your stuff right now. So, and that's the crazy thing is people just don't think it's real, but I've watched it happen so many times.
I've heard of stories, and they're pretty sad.
Yeah.
And
I sat with an agent. I was their notary. This was when I first got in the industry about 10 years ago. I was the notary. And he's like, oh, I already sent you a wire. And I'm like, no, you didn't.
no, you didn't. Oh,
He's like, yeah, I did. I sent it. And I'm like, give me a minute. Because like this person was doing transaction with us all the time, right? And so I knew if he sent the wire, he sent the wire. And so I went and I said, could you just please double check? They're saying for sure they sent the wire.
wow.
And they're like, we didn't get anything. And I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, he knows where to send.
Right.
So I'm like, it's just really weird.
He does this all the time. We do
So I got
business all
back.
the time.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, can you show me the email the wire instructions, the email you used? And I look at it and immediately I was like, that is not her email. I was like, dude, like we need to jump on this now because your money could potentially be gone.
Wow.
Like we don't even need to sign at this point because this is priority. The FBI has to get involved to stop that money from leaving that account because once it leaves, you're never getting it back. And we even by the time we usually find out about it, it's a very small percentage of saving that money because the FBI has to go and do all the holds, all the things, prove that you accidentally sent the money there, and then get your money back. It's a whole process. So that's like as soon as you know, you got to drop everything and just be on the phone.
So now you have me in suspense. What happened?
So he did.
I want to know what happened.
He did not get his money back. It was gone. It was already gone by that point because he had sent it 2 days prior, which we didn't know because he sent it. And
That's too bad.
so yeah, that circumstance did not get his money back. Luckily, it was a lower end. It was like 25,000. Could have been way worse. Could have been 300,000. Could have been
Right.
But I've definitely seen much higher ones, 300,000 plus, and that was I'm trying to remember if that was the one. We did get the seller funds back, but it took a year to go through the courts.
Wow, the whole process.
Because they held up the money, and then it took a year to get back. But the $300,000 one was not. Was not able to get back. So, but there's been other ones for sure, and it's sad every single time. It breaks my heart. That's why I've done the wire fraud videos because I'm like, you guys, like this is so important. You guys should be talking about it all the time. It should be on every single email you send out. It should be out there because it's not just those people's money. It is your transaction that just now fell apart.
Right.
That was your paycheck too.
Oh,
even though it wasn't as much as what they just lost.
Right.
Which was their life savings sometimes, right? And it's just incredibly sad. It's incredibly sad for the agents, us on our side, because we're just like heartbroken for these people. You know, we're working hard to get them closed, get their excited, get in their house, and then there's nothing we can do for them. There's absolutely nothing we or you could do.
And that's why we have our own company addendums that talks about it and explains it, which they have to sign off on as well. And then I also, send the emails talking about it, telling them who they should be communicating with, make sure that these emails are the correct emails, verifying before they send anything. I mean, that's all we can do, right?
Educate.
Yeah, and but they have to do it. It's important.
They do have to do it, and that's part of the sad thing is a lot of people they don't realize how bad people can be, and they think it won't happen to me.
Exactly,
it won't happen to me. Like my emails aren't hacked; it's you guys, right? Whereas it's like reality is most people's emails. I can't remember the exact numbers, but I think it was over 40% of people's emails are being watched right now at this moment.
Wow.
And until, they have a reason to intercept anything, they'll never know.
That's scary.
It is scary. But you mentioned something earlier that is what everybody should do. You get a link, Facebook, social media, and that's exactly right. I call. I'm like, is this you?
Yeah.
Because you don't know when somebody's been hacked. And
right.
I'm seeing so much more of that too going on, right? But it's exactly what they should be doing. Stop clicking into links on your phones. Call them, say, hey, verify. Is this you? What is this for? It could be anything, and I'm still checking. I'll be like, it's a link. I don't know. Especially because I'm in title world, so I'm very, very cautious. I'm like, I can't, risk any of that stuff on my phone. My computer emails, all that stuff, they're very secure. But my phone, like, I don't need my home phone. I don't know what depth they can get nowadays. Phones are a little bit more difficult to hack into and all of that from a link, but you just never know. You never know. Eventually, technology just keeps getting better and better. So,
well, thank you so much for that, and everyone. Those are a few tips you can keep an eye out and make sure that you're doing the right thing and not getting hacked.
Yes, two-factor authentication.